All right. Well, welcome everyone to Azure Arc. It is my privilege to kick this session off. We at Microsoft are really excited to talk about Azure Arc and bring it to you in preview. I am joined by two of the engineering leaders that have designed and are bringing Azure Arc to you. So you'll get the unique opportunity to actually learn about it for the first time publicly, and you'll see demos. We'll talk about architecture. So there's a lot of good stuff coming. So thank you for coming. And again, it's in preview, so you're welcome to try it as soon as we're done with the session. So I thought I'd start with a little bit of the problem statement of what is Azure Arc addressing? What are the needs Azure Arc is addressing? And so when you look at customer environments, and I get a chance in my job to work with customers and partners, and everyone we speak to talks about a world where they have anywhere from tens to thousands of applications, written in virtual machines, containers, Java, .NET, all sorts of different applications. They also have diverse infrastructure. They have Hyper-V, they have VMware, they have Robo, or remote branch office infrastructure. They have new edge compute as well. So there's some really great scenarios coming there. And then there's a reality, whether companies are being strategic about it or whether it's happened organically. We're also seeing a lot of companies have multi-cloud. They have different cloud solutions. And so over the last couple of years, when we've been talking to customers, they said, Microsoft, can you help govern? Can you help us govern this environment? Can you give us agility with this type of environment? And can you help us get security as well? And so this is some of what we're hearing, and this is why we're really excited to talk about Azure Arc and how it's unlocking scenarios that allow you to drive innovation in the most flexible way possible and also operate seamlessly. And when you look at hybrid, and hybrid is something that there's going to be a lot of discussion on this week, we are taking a comprehensive, multi-dimensional approach. So on the left-hand side, you have Azure Stack. Azure Stack is Azure consistent infrastructure. So if you're looking to buy new hardware, if you want compute, if you want storage, if you want intelligence, soup to nuts, we have a portfolio of Azure Stack solutions. On the right-hand side is Azure IoT, which enables a number of solutions and gathers data to Azure and helps you analyze it and do some interesting things with it. And then again, yesterday we announced Azure Arc, which is bringing Azure infrastructure and services to any infrastructure. So let's unpack that a little bit. Number one, Azure Arc allows you to run Azure data services anywhere. And Travis will show you and talk about what this means. But essentially, it means you get cloud innovation, you get Azure data services running on any Kubernetes environment. It's always up to date. It's always being patched. You get a cloud billing model, and you can scale in seconds. It's incredible, and you'll see some of this a little bit later. The second one is really around extending Azure Management to your environment. And so we're effectively taking the Azure control plane and extending it so you can plug your own resources into it. So a Windows Server virtual machine, Linux virtual machine, a Kubernetes cluster, and then you can manage it just like any other resource in Azure, taking advantage of Azure Resource Manager, Azure Portal, a lot of the tools. So allows you to manage at scale. The third one is around adopting cloud practices on premises. So if you're using Kubernetes or you're using virtual machines, you can put the governance you need in place and the policies while your developers can innovate. So we balance speed with control so you can get that agility and get control, again, on your infrastructure. And the last one is really about implementing security everywhere. So whether it's RBAC policies or Azure Threat Protection, we want to make sure that your resources are secured with the best innovation. And again, this is any infrastructure, as well as multi-cloud. So over the next 40 minutes, we'll walk through these 3 scenarios. These are the 3 core scenarios that we unlock today. So the first one is about organizing and governing across environments. In fact, I had someone come up to me yesterday who said, Arpan, I have a lot of servers. I have them on premises, I have them in Azure, and I have some in AWS. So how can I look at all my servers? Well, now you can. You can organize them, you can tag them, and you can do all of that right in the Azure portal. The second one is at-scale Kubernetes App Management. So again, talking about this whole notion of enabling developers to develop and ensuring you don't have configuration drift, ensuring you have the right policies to have that agility and also have that control. And the third scenario that we'll talk about today is being able to run Azure data services anywhere. This could be compliance reasons, this could be latency reasons, but getting that cloud innovation in the environment you need and being able to run it anywhere is another core scenario. So with that, I'm going to invite Jeremy Winter, who is one of the lead engineers behind Azure Arc. And so please help me welcome Jeremy to the stage.
So I think I need to stay in this spot. This spot gets me going? Yeah? All right. Hey, so I'm Jeremy Winter, and it's great to be up here again with you all. Director for overall Azure Compute, and the focus area that I sit in is management and portal. So we have a lot of us focused in different areas. Mine is management and portal. And I'm just pleased to be able to bring this and show a lot of the work the teams have been working on. When we try this and this. How about okay? Slowly come over. Interesting. All right. Well, I'll also belt, so hopefully the mic guys can get me. Can you hear me in the back? All right, so I'm going to just increase this, so we're going to hopefully we'll manage that direction. Sounds good? Okay, so when you think about what we've been up to, as Arpan mentioned, it's really these 3. I'm going to talk through the first 2 when we come through here. And when the teams, as they started to come together, ooh, if I move, it actually, I'm a walker, so this is going to be interesting. When we really sit down and look at the core scenario, one of the core scenarios is we were working with the financial institution. And what you saw there was just this large sprawling of their environment, but they started to move to the cloud as well. And so as they move to the cloud, and they're in the middle of their migration, they start to see the benefits of some of these aspects. But how do I start to go leverage those? And so this is what we went and worked with them on, really on just how do I do this mix of metal? How do I do this mix of a virtualized environment? How do I do this mix of the things that are starting to go into the clouds and what we're setting on from that perspective? And you can look, it's just still this kind of disconnected. The customers are treating it as 2 separate areas, even though I want them. No. Okay. No. Where's the handheld mic? Let's try that, just so we can keep this moving. All right. If I move at all, I'm just going to get disconnected. So the core of what we're really focused on when we think about how do we go enable these core areas. And this is an area we went and worked with the banks and really went through on. Give me that. We're going to go try this one. I already turned it off. All right. Hey. There we go. Okay, so the other piece that I really wanted when we really started to go look at this is how do I, now I have these multiple environments, how do I start to manage them, have visibility and apply governance to these spaces? And so this was really one of the core scenarios that we worked with some customers. This is what the team was dialed onto, and we're thinking about the servers themselves. And so when you fast forward this step, and I'll come in and log in and we'll try to demo this, it really was centered on to how do we do this, bringing in Arc, bringing in the Azure Management, the ARM resources, and how does that start to play in where I can take these components that I've already bet on in the cloud. I'm using policy. I'm using tags. Who's using policy today in ARM? All right. The policy is something we launched last year. It was native into ARM. Think about it as group policy on steroids for your cloud resources. And we're doing a ton, and there's sessions that are just deep into the policy. And what we did is we wanted to make sure that you could bring those core capabilities, whether you're using it in the portal or not, back and extend it to those other environments. Bringing your Azure practices in. Let me just show you. We'll go ahead and talk about it that way. Let me log in. And we'll switch to 8.7. Okay. So here I am. I'm in the Azure portal. And this is the new UI we've just released. I have the portal team as well, so I have to do a plug for them on just simplifying that UI and that overall piece. For you, if you're trying to find Arc today, we can just go through and do a quick search for Arc. And we've made sure that you have 2 areas to go look at for Arc. The Arc machines, which are those machines, and I'll show that in a second, the machines that are connected. So these are virtual machines or physical machines that are connected in, and I'll show that experience. But you can just go to Azure Arc directly. And what Azure Arc directly will show you is this is where we are going to keep you up to date on all the different status of these, as we're going to continue to roll this out over time. So the first one that's publicly available, I've already watched. Who all saw this in the Satya keynote? Okay. I could tell after about the first half an hour, we're watching the stats, and I can see the stats of usage just jumping on this. And so who's already set up machines? Okay, not very many in here. We know you're setting up the machines. We've even seen a few tweets for some other environments that they're doing. So the core of it here is, think about this as 3 offers that we're going to talk about today. The first one is your servers. This is in public preview. You can use it today, sign up. There's nothing that's holding you back on this. We have many that are using it already. I'm going to walk you through that experience. The Kubernetes is in limited preview, so please sign up for the preview. We'll take your name and we'll get you added. And same for the data services. If anyone is really just jonesing to get into the private previews, like I want on this Kubernetes preview as soon as I can, come talk to me afterwards. I'll get you access. I'll take a picture of your badge and we'll get you access. Okay? All right. So let's go in and manage these servers. So I'm just going to go select on the manage servers. It comes in. We've created a set that's just specific to your managed services. We'll look at all resources in a minute so you can see it's there as well. But we wanted for the preview to really make sure you could see just all of your machines that have been ARCed, so Arc enabled over into the environment. And all you have to do from an add perspective is, let's go add a machine here, is we've gone through and created the documentation for you to do this right in. So if you need to just generate a script, you're going to just come in here. We're going to choose our resource group. We're going to hit next to the proxy. I'm going to skip. If you have your IP and your proxy name, you can route. This allows your ARCs to communicate through your proxy. And then if you want to add tags in your environment, but the short of it is we give you the scripts right here. So you don't have to go out and think about it further. You can just come in and use the tool to get you the scripts that you need that's matched to the resource groups and the environment that you've set up in your account. So you don't have to go off and do this by memory. We'll do it within the tool for you. Cut and paste this. You can go fire this with PowerShell for your Windows server, Bash for your Linux environments, or you can go use whatever other tool sets you use for scale to blast the Arc components out into the environment, whether that's SCCM or any of our other components in there. The core is you can download it, execute it from that perspective. We also have given you guidance for how to do it at scale in the documentation. So when you go to that site, just learn more. There's a whole section on just the guides, the docs, for how to go do it. Okay? Let us know if you need it easier for you. Please give the teams feedback. There's a whole other sessions later, but we want to make sure it's easy for you, and I want to hear back from you to make sure that it is easy, because I don't want you to struggle. I don't want you to have to spend too much time worried about setup. I'd rather go the other way. So now, once these are there, I can just choose like this one SQL Server. This is no different for the Azure portal. This is the magic of what we're trying to do. I want no difference in the Azure portal. I want to just treat it as if it's an Azure resource. You can see the core things is, two of the big ones for the customers that we were working with are using managed access, and they're looking at the compliance. So we made it really easy and put it on the main front page for you. You can go in and look at your compliance. And the beauty here is, remember, this is a SQL machine back on premises that I'm looking in through Azure, and I'm able to see the Azure policy capability, which is about 2/3 of the room. You're able to see this, just native Azure policy capabilities right here being used on-prem. And so I know that these things are all within the policies that I've set from my cloud experience. And this is where we'll continue to invest heavily when we think about making sure not only just policy, but even in-guest configurations. So how I think about my in-guest config, remediating within the config, all of that will start to come through the policy flow. And for those that are using policy, you'll see a little bit, you'll see the built-in configurations now. Within the next few months, you'll see us even add the remediation piece. So this is where we're going, both for your cloud resources and then where your resources are anywhere. So if this is a VM or a physical machine running on another cloud or running inside your data centers, this is your view. And I'm just really proud to be able to show you all that core work. All right, let's go look at all resources, just so you can see the all resources world. Real quick, all resources. Oop, I'm so excited to go back to Arc even. So this is quite a bit in my resources, but I'm going to go through and just quickly sort by type. I'm going to hit machine, doing this one-handed. Okay, so let's get rid of, and I just want to look at the machine arcs and my virtual machines in this environment. And let's just do a grouping by type so we can see it. So here it is. With all my resources, because we know all resources is where a lot of people spend their time in Azure. Here it is. Here's all my Arc machines. These are all machines that are talking in different environments. You can see my resource group. I've connected to machines that are on Azure Stack, and I'm connected to machines that are sitting inside my own data center. And that's right there in the same experience as I would with my Azure VMs, which you typically see. So that's the first step of really bringing in Arc. And it's really just centered. It's if you know Azure and you know Azure policy and you know what we can do with management and the Azure resources, we've really just brought it in native and it's extending ARM that way. So let me jump over to the Kube environment. We'll talk through the Kube scenario a little bit. Okay, so on the Kube side, this is really where we are going to jump over to, I already did the demo for you. Now let's talk about Kubernetes at scale. How many in the room are actively using Kubernetes in a containerized environment inside yours? All right, good, good. So that's about, for those, it's about, I'd say 20, 15%. When I just walked down the aisle earlier today and we were talking, I was afraid we didn't have as many as I was just hitting those that weren't using it, I guess. Look, the core of why we invested, and we sit down and look at a Kubernetes environment, and we see that this is really where we're starting to see a development-led energy around the Kubernetes. And it's really important that you can continue to use the tool sets that are coming from that. And so you're seeing them really want to be able to just how they could use these Kubernetes environments to go look at how they deploy within stores. This is the retail scenario we worked on. And so Kubernetes gives you this really easy way to go deploy out in an environment. It also allows you to use tool sets that go deploy out in the environment from your own Kubernetes community. And so you want to be able to allow that model of Kubernetes, but you also want to be able to start to put some governance into that space. Why we created a separate piece for the Kubernetes, just to give that, I'll flip to that here in a second. So what we did is we created an Arc-enabled solution for the Kubernetes environment. Why that's so important is we know, as you'll start to see from the data services side that's coming up, anywhere that a Kubernetes environment is running, we'll be able to connect to. And that sets you up with flexibility, whether you're in an IoT scenario, whether you're sitting in just your normal modernization of your apps. This really becomes a platform for portability of the apps, and we want to make sure you bring the management into it afterwards here. So that's where we really set in from the Kubernetes side. What I'll show you in the demo is I'll show you how we connect into some of those existing development tool sets. So I'm going to jump over to show you that. All right. So here I am in the Azure portal, and you'll see a different color on this one. It's a limited preview, like I said, so I wanted you to be able to see this is, you need to sign up to come into this version of it. And it's really as straightforward. We've already set the machines up like we did before. It's exactly the same. We're just going to go into the Kubernetes services. And what we've done inside the Kubernetes service is really just made this. We're going to group by type. Yeah, let's just do that so we can make it easier. So here, just like we did with all resources, now I can see my Kubernetes all in there. They've been arced, so these are Kubernetes environments running wherever. In the retail scenario, they're running in the stores. We've had some conversations with the auto side of being able to connect, start to bring in some of the auto components that are talking with the automobiles built into the Kubernetes side. So this really allows you to bring those resources in. If I just choose cluster A as an example, again, I'm just going to bring in the core point that it's just like anything else we've seen inside the Kubernetes, inside the Azure experience with our Kubernetes service. I want to call out the tools point for your development side of the house. So this is a machine that's been added, and we can see configurations, and there's this notion of GitOps. We really wanted to make sure that you could use any of these tools. So I'm going to show you this GitOps piece. So it's a configuration that says, I'm compliant, my state is compliant. I'm using the GitOps operator here, and there's an operator type that we've written in called Flux. What Flux is, for those that haven't used it, is inside the GitOps side of the world. Flux is a component that you can use that will keep your development environment in sync with the production environment, or vice versa. And so it's monitoring the whole time, and if it sees that a development change has been made, it will enforce that change down. And so it makes sure that you're continuing. This is a separate tool. This isn't a Microsoft tool. This is a tool that you use within GitOps. But what we did is we ensured that the policy was extensible enough that you could go leverage any of these tools, both in Azure and native. So how, when these machines come in the environment or these Kubernetes environments, how does it just automatically appear? And the reason for that is we go back to policy. We created a policy for this environment as it loads. We have a policy in this environment that ensures that I have a GitOps endpoint set up for this. So that policy is created at the beginning. It's put into the environment, so anytime new Kubernetes environments or new Kubernetes instances come in, they automatically have that specific configuration. Why I wanted to show you that specific configuration is because it's using a third-party set of tools, so we've allowed that extensibility as your developers start to go use the tools they need. So it really provides that flexibility, and it'll show up in the Arc side in a bit. But that gives you the kind of view. What I wanted you to be able to see before we bring Travis up on this is what I really wanted you to be able to see is why we've enabled the scenario. We really are taking the Azure constructs and bringing them down onto the on-premises or the other cloud environments. From within the experience, it wasn't to be, by design, some big change in a whole nother way of thinking. We wanted to take those same constructs that you're using with Azure and really making that Azure at the center of how you think about managing and governing your environment. These things will continue to be a part of our strategy as we take that next evolution of where we take our hybrid capabilities, and we'll continue to go build behind Arc and these Arc-enabled capabilities. The first Arc-enabled service, as we talked about, is the data services piece that's coming out in limited preview. So Travis, come on up and let's run through that. All right.
We're switching over to the mic? All right. Okay. All right. Is mic on? Okay, good. So with elastic scalability, here we have the flexibility of using either a scale up or a scale out approach. So if I want to scale up, I can scale up the number of cores, the amount of RAM that's being used, and do that without any application downtime. Or with Postgres hyperscale, for example, we can scale out. So we can actually take a sharded data set and distribute that across multiple different nodes, and then scale it back down, again, without any application downtime. And then we have the unified management experience here, and this is unified in multiple different senses. So the first is that we provide a unified management experience across database engines, starting with SQL database and Postgres hyperscale, which we're bringing in the first wave of data services. So you get a consistent management experience across database engines. Normally today you would use a different set of tools to manage SQL and another set of tools to manage Postgres. With these data services in Azure Arc, you use a consistent tool set, whether it's in the Azure portal, Azure Data Studio, or the CLI and APIs for automation to manage across database engines. We also provide a consistent management experience between on-premises and other clouds and Azure, so you get a consistent view of everything regardless of where it's running. And lastly, we provide a consistent view and a unified view across your data services and the underlying infrastructure. So you can see not just how the data services are performing, but also the underlying infrastructure. Now, in terms of unmatched security, here you get all of the benefits of the SQL engine security features, such as transparent data encryption, always encrypted, role-level security, an advanced role-based security model, and so on. But in addition to that, we're bringing our Azure security services for data as well, called Advanced Data Security. And there's two services that today have only been available up in Azure: Advanced Threat Protection and Vulnerability Assessment. So Advanced Threat Protection, what that does is it takes a bunch of policies that are defined by our Azure security team that are continuously being updated, and it pulls those policies down to your data services running wherever you have them, on-premises or in another cloud, and continuously looks for potential threats and notifies you about those kinds of things. So it could be somebody that is logging in that hasn't logged in for a long time, or maybe there's a bunch of failed login attempts, for example. The other one is vulnerability assessment, where again, the Azure security team is continuously keeping a set of policies updated that help you identify potential security vulnerabilities and giving you advice on how to improve your security posture. And those security services now will be applicable to your data services running wherever you have them, whether it's on-premises, another cloud, or on the edge. And lastly is we'll be providing a new cloud billing model. So today, customers consume our Azure data services in Azure using a cloud billing model. That type of billing model will also be available for you to consume these data services wherever you want going forward. So how does this work? So it starts out by acquiring whatever infrastructure you want. It can be your own data center infrastructure that you already have. It could be some OEM hardware that you purchase. We're working with all the major OEMs like HPE, Lenovo, and Dell to design reference architectures that are designed to run these data services. Or you can get rented infrastructure from an IaaS provider like EC2 or something up in Azure like Azure IaaS. And then on top of that infrastructure, you then deploy a Kubernetes distribution of your choice, open source Kubernetes or OpenShift, for example, or you could use a managed Kubernetes service like AKS or EKS in AWS. On top of that, then you deploy the control plane pods for the environment, and these are how you operate the data services at scale in your own environment. And those connect up to Azure through the Azure agent that's built into that control plane to do the integration of these things back and forth between Azure. And these control plane pods also provide the local management services for monitoring high availability, disaster recovery, backups and restores and so on, right there inside of your local environment. So let's take a look at a quick demo of how this all works. Okay, so here I am in Azure Data Studio. This is our cross-platform tool, Mac, Windows, and Linux, open source, based on Visual Studio Code, and it's extensible. There's first and third-party extensions out there in the marketplace. And it's designed for all types of data professionals, DBAs, data engineers, data scientists. It's designed for multiple database engines, Postgres, SQL, MySQL, cloud services, all in one tool. Now here in the Azure panel inside of Azure Data Studio, I can now log in with my Azure Active Directory credentials. And in this side of this subscription here, I can see a SQL database instance I have in Azure. I can see a SQL Server VM running inside of Azure. I can see my Azure SQL Database managed instances inside of Azure. And now with Azure Arc, I can also see my Postgres and SQL instances that are running inside of my data center. So now I can get a single view of all of my data services, whether they're running in Azure or someplace else. And I've got this demo 1 instance right here, connected up right here. And we can run a query on this. We'll do select add version. Oops. Okay, so if I run this query, we can see that instead of returning something like SQL Server, we see that this is Azure SQL Database Managed Instance Azure Arc. So this is the new database service that we're providing to customers that's very similar to the Managed Instance service that we have available in Azure, but you can now run this wherever you want. In this case, it's running in a lab back in Redmond. Now, let's take a look at how I could actually provision a new one of these instances. So I'm going to go up to the Azure portal. I'm going to go into the marketplace to provision an instance, a resource, just like I would any other type of resource in Azure. So we'll search for Azure Arc here. And here you can see the first of the 2 services we're offering from Azure Data Services, Azure SQL Database Managed Instance and Azure Database for Postgres. So when you click into this, click Create, and you'll see that the form that I'm going to fill out here is basically the exact same form as what I fill out for running a data service in Azure if I was going to provision a managed instance in Azure. I can choose a resource group, then I can type in a resource name for this instance. I can choose an Azure location where I want to store the metadata about this resource. And here's the only thing that's different, is there's this new Arc location prompt. And this prompts me for whatever location I want to deploy into where I have a control plane. So it could be my own data center, or it could be something like AWS. So we'll deploy into the Orlando data center here, and we'll provide some connection information here about how we're going to manage this. We'll click Review and Create, and you can see that this experience is exactly like how you would create any other type of resource, especially database resources inside of Azure, except in this case, we're actually provisioning this instance into our data center. Done. So now let's go and take a look. You guys like that? It's pretty quick, right? So I'm going to run a kubectl command here to get the pod and show you how it was deployed. So kubectl get pod, if you're not familiar with this just shows the pods that are running on that Kubernetes cluster. And you can see that that demo 2 pod is now running here. And I can run another command, kubectl get service. And this will give me the endpoint that I need to connect to be able to connect to that instance that's running in that environment. Now in this case, this is a node port configuration, so I need to connect to the Kubernetes master IP address at that port number right there. So I'll flip back over to Azure Data Studio, create a new connection. I'm going to connect to the Kubernetes master IP. Getting very good at my one-handed typing here. Provide the login. Call this one demo 2. We connect. That's it. That's how easy it is to go to the Azure portal and provision an Azure SQL Database instance into your environment and log into it and start using it. And now it's being fully managed by Azure. It'll be continuously updated. You'll receive all the patches and updates either automatically or you can configure when you want them to happen. You get monitoring built in. You get automatic HA. You get all of the backup restore capabilities, and you can hook up to the Azure provided services that correlate to that. So if I want to take a backup that's being created locally and push that up to Azure Backup for long-term offsite retention, I can do that. I can take the monitoring data that's being collected locally and visualized if I want to just look at that locally, and I can take that monitoring data and I can push it up to Azure Monitor and take advantage of all the benefits of being in Azure Monitor, like alerting or at-scale monitoring and log analytics up there as well. So this is just kind of a quick glance at Azure Data Services coming to you on Azure Arc. There's a whole session tomorrow. We'll go into a lot more detail on this and show you a lot more demos. So please drop by that if you're more interested in the data services side of this. And with that, I'll turn it back over to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Travis. Thank you. Okay, so we just have a few more pieces I wanted to show. Jump back over to 5. Okay, so let's double click in. I get a lot of questions. We saw this at the booth as well. I was sitting at the booth last night. Man, long lines. So it's good to see the interest. Everyone trying to get t-shirts as well. But it's really, I wanted to be able to just do a double click to this question that was asked, like, so how did you do it? Tell me how this fits in with ARM. And so the core, really the key piece of this slide is to show you how we see our Azure customers, whether they're using the portal or shell or PowerShell, CLI, Bash, how they interact directly. And every CRUD operation is gone through the Azure Resource Manager. This policy, I guess I can't go that direction, this basically gives you that core, whether you're sitting at your tags, your RBAC, everything is gone through this. And what this allows us is to have extensibility within that core resource. The resource provider allows you to have extensibility to Azure Resource Manager. So what we've done is this now allows us to influence across every service, and you see that underneath. You'll see across every service, we're able to do this in a uniform way across Azure. This is very specific to the way Azure did it, but now what we're able to do is do the same thing. We're able to bring Arc, and we've created Arc-enabled components that let you plug in. And so just as you see Kubernetes and the VM and the data services as the first set, there will be a set of other Arc-enabled components coming down the line as we go prove this out and finish these other previews, okay? The other thing is a few that we chatted about earlier about how they extend and how they can start to extend. And so just know, this is my signal to you that we are also allowing to start to go extend. As we come into this spring, we'll start to have a way for you to further extend ARM with your own resource providers. So if you need to start thinking about how you bring Azure constructs into an Arc-enabled world, you'll be able to bring your own components in as well. So let us get through these previews as we come through this spring. The first one's available to you for now, and you can get going in through there. Ultimately, if you think about just to even double-click deeper, so each one of these blue boxes that you see inside, that's that extensibility I talked about. We created RPs that allow you to Azure Arc Data, Azure Arc Kube, Azure Arc Managed Services. Those are those RPs that you're able to plug into that platform that we've built uniformly across. This gives the RPs that you build or us the same level playing field as anything else inside the Azure portal. You're able to take advantage of it just like any of the 1,000+ Azure services that we have across the service and the blades that they've created. Inside each one of these, we drop this Arc-enabled agent into the virtual machine or into the Kubernetes world. And that allows us to have that communication that I showed you back before. If you remember, even you could see some as I did the deployment, they're starting to connect. So it's a pretty extensible, relatively straightforward model. I think the magic is really in this control plane. And I know, we hear a lot that teams are off building, companies are building their own control planes that are separate to try to get at this same challenge. And what you're going to run into with that, which I'm trying to help you avoid, is I go rev the core platform. As I go rev ARM and the core platform, it's going to be difficult for your control planes to keep up. And so I wanted you to be able to have an ARM-based or Azure-based control plane that would keep up with the platform, that then you could plug your specialized components in. But this gives you that full over Arc-enabled vision, and it's very straightforward. In Travis's core area, when you think about the data, this is Arc-enabled again. So when they ship those core services, and we'll have more coming down the pipeline, they'll also be Arc-enabled in the same way. So very simple, straightforward model that we've worked through. What it ultimately gets you, when you think about just this shift of how we think about our overall operating models, this is for that developer in your operations. You want to continue to allow them to execute. Continue to have that velocity in the overall environment. But you also want to be able to have a custodian or a center of excellence for the cloud that sets these policies up, just like we did with the Kubernetes environment to ensure that it was always using Flux. And so this is that shift. It's also a shift in how we think about our operations model or how we operate together. And so what this does, what Arc also enables, is facilitate this view that allows the developer and the operations to continue to work directly in that side environment, but also allows you, whether you're from a security role or an overall governance role or just a core IT role, to be able to help put those policies not only in the cloud, but then take those best practices that you're now using in the cloud and that we're hearing such great positive feedback on the speed that the cloud's doing, and then go apply it back in those other environments in a uniform way. And so this is really kind of that shift that we're going through. It allows you to bring all of those core operation standards, the cost controls, the security, everything we have native management back onto these other environments. So with that, I'd say get started. We've talked about that enough. It's in the portal today. You can go out and go take a look at these. We've got the website and blog. Sign up to get notified. And we have more sessions this weekend. Oh, and I guess we have some swag. Do you have any t-shirts? We have some t-shirts. Yeah. So anyway, I sure appreciate everyone's time. Some. I don't think it's some. So I just appreciate everyone's time and interest in ARC. It's great to see just the packed room over your lunch hour. Thank you so much. There's deeper sessions, and let's go. Appreciate it.